Hello, and welcome to the White Hatter Weekly Update Show. I'm Brandon.
I'm Darren. We got a busy couple hours going. We're doing this, and then we're doing a special right after this.
Yes, we are doing, after today's regular show, we have our special Family Tech Gift Guide show, which we did a dry run. It took quite a bit of the afternoon, so it is a big show planned with giveaways,
lots of giveaways
and showcases and other surprises.
Yes, for sure. It's going to be pretty cool. So.
Yeah. Let's get into the news.
Absolutely.
From last week. I think what we saw in regards to TikTok's updates, TikTok is introducing a new way to unwind, reset, and recharge.
Yeah, how about just getting off the app and going to a meditation app instead?
But they're adding those features within their app.
Of course they are, because they want to make them sticky to keep people on their platform, right? Like, that's the reason they're doing it.
So TikTok has launched a new time and well-being space, redesigned hub with the app aimed at supporting mindfulness, relaxation, and healthy screen time habits. Oh, they're hitting all the key terms.
Absolutely. Because everybody's wound up because they're watching TikTok. Let's stay on TikTok to unwind. Like that, I understand why they're doing it, but come on, right? Like
they're also adding an affirmation journal, set of daily interactions that use over 120 affirmation cards. Cards can be downloaded and shared.
Which TikTok is collecting and using. Like,
well, so it's probably other like healthly meditation apps.
Yeah, but still, like anyways, it's...
They're adding breathing exercises, guided breathing, and mindfulness and stress reduction.
Yeah. Well, I actually believe that. As you know, Brandon, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist with a master's designation in neuro-linguistic psychology, and I teach breathing and relaxation and hypnotherapy and that kind of stuff. But, come on, TikTok. I know what you're doing and why you're doing it and stuff, but no. If I want those kind of things, there's some better ways to go about doing it on some other more reputable apps, right?
They're also gamifying healthy behavior. Yeah. So they have already things called missions. We're basically copyright.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, no, it wasn't quite the same sound.
different
beat.
Yeah, there we go.
Different beat.
Sure. So they're adding missions, and basically they're like little achievements that young people can collect, and some of these achievements are going to be gamifying healthy behavior, staying off TikTok at night, or meditate during the day in quiet hours to earn badges, and the last 8 weeks to grow digital well-being tree with weekly success points.
Let's make the app more sticky, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what they're doing.
But it's better than them doing this than not doing this.
Yeah, but they could have done this years ago, but the only reason they're starting to do this kind of stuff is because the amount of pressure they're under now by these countries like Australia, what's happening in the UN, and others now going, oh, hold on a second here. We're going to put these rules and regulations on you, so smarten up. And so all of a sudden they're now doing things that they should have done a while ago. But if they truly want to clean up what's going on their platform, there's a lot worse stuff going on than that they can be dealing with and spending time and effort on than putting on one of these meditation apps, right? Yeah. Like, how about dealing with the CP that's on there?
But what about, yes, right, and they are working on that. I mean, come on, their algorithm can be pretty restrictive at times, or it can be pretty relaxed at times. Yeah. It's a weird sort of scenario with TikTok. But you mentioned, why not just use a different meditation app? But here's the thing. How many people are going to use or actually take it upon themselves to actually download an app to do that? But if they have it built into TikTok and they get notifications going, hey, maybe that will lead them to actually consider using more mindfulness and having more, think more critically about their usage compared to them not downloading a separate app.
My take, though, is I'd rather do that with an organization or an individual who specializes in that area and is maybe using the good research to kind of create those types of apps. I mean, right now, there's some great apps going on because we hear all these issues surrounding companionship apps, right? With respect to AI in places like OpenAI, ChatGPT, Grok, and, a lot of the issues that are forming emotionally, psychologically, and physically with youth. Well, Harvard just released a study that they're now looking at a specific companionship app is to deal specifically with mental health issues, which has been designed by therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists. and the early research that is showing that it actually has a positive effect. But there's an app that was specifically designed by the experts in those fields to deal with that issue.
Okay.
What were you just looking at?
I'm just monitoring the stream.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
It's a single person operation here.
Yeah. No. Well, there's actually two of them.
Okay, there's two people, but I'm the one kind of managing the back end
That's true.
stuff.
That's true.
Yes.
I'm just here talking.
You're talking.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. Next news story. So involving TikTok again.
Yeah.
They're additionally with their updates, they're adding features to limit, block, or filter out AI generated content on your feed.
Okay, that's not such a bad thing.
Honestly, I think it's fantastic.
That's not such a bad thing.
For me and doom scrolling, I've kind of stopped recently because I am tired
The A is slop.
of just the AI just nonsense.
Yeah, it's called slop.
Yeah, the slop. I'm just tired of that now. Yeah. So being able to, in your account under settings, you are able to add a AI content slider, which will help the feed format your For You page if you want to limit content. So it's either going to, as creators, have to either label their content if it involves AI.
Right.
Not every creator does do that. So they also have AI detection software where sometimes when people create short-formed AI videos, it's secretly watermarked. Yeah. And the second way is just scanning the video and just looking for AI content.
But as you know, I've been diving deep into AI over the past probably year now. And, one of the things that academia is finding is that there isn't a lot of really good AI detectors out there. Like a lot of them still have a high failure rate. So,
yes. Yeah. So this one's looking at either creators who've labeled it, which they have to by TOS.
Well, what if I lie?
You can, but you're violating TOS, and then there's
how many people lie about their age in TOS to get on TikTok in the first place, right?
True. And then looking for watermarks in apps that create AI content.
Right, but those watermarks can be removed. Like we've seen this now with Sora, right? A good example where a lot of apps that are created on Sora that are watermarked with the Sora emblem on them are now being digitally removed, right? And then reposted. So, I mean, it's great that you can put it, what kind of verification process is going to go through and what's going to happen to those who don't. Anyways, just the cynic of me.
Well, nothing's going to be perfect here, but if you are,
at least they're doing something.
If you are a user and you're just tired of just AI slop content, in your settings, you can attempt to filter that out.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that they should have is a report button for AI issues, because it is amazing now how many people are using TikTok to weaponize it for the purposes of AI deepfake stuff, right? Like,
and that's just, that's just overall against the TOS. So they do have the reporting features for any content, AI or not, that is in violation. Right. So that is good.
Just saying. Now, I will admit that TikTok actually does more in the area of controls than a lot of the other apps that are out there for sure. But I mean, really creating your own meditation app, why not take that money and deal more with some of the problems that are on that platform?
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, true.
And at least it gives kids the opportunity to experience meditation without having to actively, download a separate app.
I just find it ironic that it's TikTok that's going to have the meditation when their whole goal is to keep them on there, right? To make it sticky. But anyways, what's the next piece of news?
YouTube.
Oh, here we go.
So YouTube is...
I feel like the grumpy old man today.
Just wait till there's gifts later.
I know. That'll make me
You'll be happy.
That'll make me happy.
YouTube is looking to test to bring back a well-requested feature, which is allowing for messaging within the app. A lot of streaming services, you're looking at, what we're looking at, like Twitch, you're looking at like Kick, for example.
That's a safe platform.
The Kick streaming service, not the messaging. Okay. There's two different kind of Kicks.
All right.
But even the streaming service is kind of a lot of gambling on that site.
See, that's the problem is when you go to direct messages, and it'll likely be encrypted, right? Do we know yet? Does it say they're going to encrypt it?
No, I would assume probably not.
Because, I mean, what a great place for these online predators to see young people and then all of a sudden connect with them in messaging. Hey, let's go private. And they start messaging and bad things happen, right?
It's currently being tested in Ireland, in Portland right now, and available to adults age 18 plus.
18 plus. So again, You have to be 18 or older, but what kind of age verification are they using?
That will be Google's account verification process. It'll be attached to your Google account. To have a YouTube account, you need a Google account because they're.
But again, it's easy to lie on getting a Google account.
It is, but it's much more riskier in order to lie on a Google account because if it's your email, then you can lose a lot of valuable stuff. So generally with Google accounts, it's really important to typically put your real age.
I'm actually writing a how-to guide for parents on YouTube right now. It should be out later this week on things to be aware of for those younger people and what you can do to set up not just YouTube, but YouTube Kids, the strengths and weaknesses of them, and a bunch of other things as well, features that you might want to think about.
Yeah, this kind of is interesting for us because generally when we're talking with families about what are safer platforms, platforms that don't allow DMs are usually better. So, and typically we kind of talk about YouTube because the worst thing on YouTube is either someone posts a really bad video or someone makes a really bad comment.
Yeah.
There's no real like private communication. So now this might change that formula a bit in terms of recommendations.
Not might, I think it will. I mean, it's just wherever kids are online, there will be those who want to prey upon them for predation, be whatever that predation is. And once you add in direct messaging, especially if it's going to be private and encrypted, it makes things even more problematic. Right? So
in the reporting, it doesn't look like anything, no encryption. The Google's AI will scan it, all messages and DMs for community guidelines, harmful content and such. So,
which means if Google is scanning it, so they're using Gemini, right? Probably to scan it.
Whatever their AI. Well, Gemini's, yes, their AI system will scan it.
Which means that whatever you're putting in there, they're also scanning it and putting it into their LLM, right?
Probably. I would assume.
Just once again, be careful about what you're putting in there. Did I tell you, like there was some research done by MIT in the United States. This is an interesting one. A classic thought process is like the old legacy digital literacy and internet safety training, was saying that you have this digital footprint and once you post something, it's there forever, right? And we've been saying for years, that's not necessarily true. You can still kind of deal with it, and not all of it, but a lot of it, you can kind of bury it or delete it. But what's interesting is one of the head honchos who's developing the AI with MIT has said, once you put something into the AI LLM, large language model, basically what they're using to train the AI, once you put it in, they can't figure out how to get it back out again. They can't delete it. So,
like the Google, the right to be forgotten, where you can make an application to like take something down off a Google search.
Yeah, once it's in there, it's in there. They can't figure out how to get it out. I use the analogy of brain science. When you first see something, it goes into your short-term memory, and short-term memory usually disappears fairly quickly. And if it's really important, it goes into your long-term memory in your brain, right? Well, with these AI LLMs, there is no short-term memory. It's just long-term memory. It's going in there and it's staying, right?
If you look at it like a brain, it's like if you see something you shouldn't, sometimes you can't forget what you've seen, despite how much you would want to forget something.
Absolutely.
You may actually not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we could share stories about that, but we won't because this is a PG.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
We're bound by YouTube community standards. All right.
Yellow. Is this Snapchat?
Snapchat also is adding some new functionalities.
Go figure.
Snapchat's introducing topic chats. Public conversations built around trending moments. So Snapchat is stepping beyond private messaging and it's moving into public conversations. And basically with topic chats, they are public group chats that appear with a trending popular topic. Could be about racing or events or memes or TV shows, whatever's trending in the public sphere.
So I guess the question I have for you, Brandon, is why do you think they're doing this? I have an idea.
What do they have to lose? See, here's the thing. Snapchat. So a lot of governments around the world are trying to age gate and ban social media. And some social media...
Australia is a good example, right?
Some social media
December
apps...
10th.
Some social media apps are claiming they're more of a direct messaging platform.
Which Snapchat attempted to do.
Yeah, like WhatsApp as well. Actually, there's a great sort of meme of, I can't remember which parliament it was, but there was a politician going, so you're banning Snapchat, but WhatsApp has very similar features.
Or Discord? Or...
Yeah, so it's kind of arbitrary in terms of who these arbiters determine, like what is social media or not. Yeah. So Snapchat is often being lumped in as a social media platform, even though it's more of a direct messaging platform.
Or at least that's what they were. But by adding this now, they become more of a social media platform.
But they're already being lumped in
that's
as if they were
my
Facebook.
Point. That's my point,
and
right?
So what do they have to lose? Yeah. If governments are trying to restrict Snapchat, why not just make it bigger, because it's already being banned anyways?
Yeah, I said this last show. I actually think that these legacy social media platforms, Snapchat, TikTok, all the ones we're talking about right now, they're going to go by the way of the dodo over the next 3 to 5 years. I think you're going to see everything moving more into AI social type of apps, where I actually think they're going to be safer, because now the owner will be able to put like an agent in there, an AI agent, to kind of moderate and keep people out. And I mean, it's got its pluses and minuses, but I think that some of these legacy social media apps are in trouble. So they're trying to figure out, personally, this is what I think. I think they're trying to figure out, how can they get the best bang for their buck right now while they can. Right. So, but that's what I think the same thing as you is, because that was their argument to Australia, is saying, hey, listen, we're not a social media app. We're a messaging app. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I get it. But really, you're a social media platform. So now they're actually introducing things that they cannot argue any longer that they're just a communication app, because they're not anymore. By doing this, they are now clearly a social media app, right?
Yep. Oh, other big news last week.
Yeah.
WhatsApp flaw allowed discovery of 3.5 billion mobile phone numbers registered on the platform. So some university researchers.
Now, who owns WhatsApp?
Facebook.
Meta.
Facebook,
Meta
Meta,
owns Facebook,
Instagram.
Yeah.
It's that big, massive entity of
the juggernaut.
Goodness.
Whatever.
Researchers from University of Vienna discovered a major WhatsApp privacy weakness that allowed the discovery of 3.5 billion mobile phone records that were registered with the platform. The flaw allowed WhatsApp contact discovery, and it allowed identities that weren't directly exposed that could be accessed via public profile metadata, including profile photos, business info, public encryption keys, account creation date, device OS, and any linked devices.
So this right here is another example why I am so concerned about facial recognition to confirm age that is going on right now, right? Like, these companies are promising us that, this stuff is secure, it won't be breached. I mean, we've heard WhatsApp and all these other apps basically saying the same thing. We got very secure, very encrypted. And all of a sudden we have this data leak. Like, we had that with Discord not too long ago. And then we had it on another, it was called the T app, right? The same thing is happening. So my concern now is with all the bio identification stuff, that's primarily the facial identification that is being used, that is being collected by some of these organizations. Although they say they don't store it.
Well,
right?
Well, if I want to use like the most common face scanning software, which I think is Persona. Mm-hmm. They are the biggest company that does that. I don't think they're publicly traded, but if they were, I'd dropping in on that, because oh boy, everyone seems to be using them. So basically how it works is your account connects to them, they scan your face, get a rough ID of your age, and then basically on their end, the data that you send is deleted from their servers, but on the account, it's a check mark about your age.
Right.
Which honestly is kind of like the best way to handle that.
Actually, I think there's a better way. I mentioned this last show that there's a company in Australia that has now developed basically a token way where a parent can get a specific token that they can assign to a specific cell phone. So now you don't have to enter any kind of facial recognition of the child.
Yeah, okay, but I think that's the problem here because, it's the reason why governments are stepping in, because parents aren't doing that job, right?
Or, the same research in Australia found that a lot of these parents were actually creating these accounts for their kids that were under the age of 13 in clear violation of the terms of service, right?
I did see a social media post of a young person who said, like, for adults who want to make like a younger account, they'll just like rent their face to an adult, make some side money, going, hey, you need to make an account, you need to be under 13. I'm a young person, here's my face, give you some cash.
I've seen that as well. I've going down into the dark web and deep web where I go every so often, there's now trading going on where they're creating these fake accounts and they'll just sell them to people.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a young person and you have a young face, you get past the verification, some young people in today's economy want to make some money.
It's going to be interesting, right? Like I do think that there's a place for this. Don't get me wrong. I do absolutely believe that we need to have some form of age gating in place, right? However, I think we need to find that there needs to be a balance between the age gating and privacy issue, right? Like a lot of the reasons why we've done this is to protect kids, right? Because kids are accessing, like the hub is a good example, which is kind of an
YouTube terms of service. What does that mean?
Yeah,
Could be anything.
Yeah, I can't say what it actually is, but the kids call it the hub. So, I mean, like I absolutely agree with that. But my concern now here is that now that all these platforms are doing the age gating thing, it's not just the kids that have to prove that they're over the age of 16 or 13, whatever they decide it's going to do. It applies to all of us, right? Because if I'm living in a country where they've put an age gate of 15 in and I want to join Snapchat, well, then I, as a 6-year-old boomer, will have to provide my face and all my ID to confirm that I am over the age of 13. So that's affecting me as well. And so now I'm concerned about my privacy. So again, this is kind of why I like the idea of what Australia's doing, or sorry, that company in Australia is doing. Again, I just forget what their name is. I'm going to write an article on them because they sent me information for me to review. And I kind of went, now that's something that I can get behind, because they found the balance between confirming age, but yet protecting privacy, right? Like I like that balance. So.
Okay. For any teachers who might be watching, or who might watch the replay afterwards, ChatGPT is launching a teacher feature. Teacher feature. That rhymes.
That rhymes. You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
So they're basically allowing teachers through their corporate sort of school account, their email with their proper domain at the end, the ability to sign up for free for the first year, the ability to use ChatGPT for teachers, which reportedly, as in their statement, comes with certain education grade privacy and security under U.S. privacy standards, collaboration features, admin management tools, school domain access. So basically, if you are a school district, you can basically sign up anyone who has your school district email. You can set certain parameters for what is and not allowed within your district. So you can have some control over that. Teachers can, use it to create lesson plans, quizzes, worksheets, rubrics, everything that you can imagine that ChatGPT can be used for teachers. It's going to be created for teachers in a more private offshoot. So the content being uploaded and used is not being used to train their overall global ChatGPT.
No, I think that's a function you have to turn on, right? I don't think
no, by default.
That is on by default?
If you are a teacher and you sign up via their teacher portal,
okay.
By default, they will have those privacy standards in place.
Okay. You think this is content marketing?
Well, okay. So at the end of their
because you can do a lot of stuff in a year, so you've got a lot of stuff built into your account.
Yeah.
And then after a year, you're going to lose it unless you pay for it.
Yeah. Now it is for US based education, but just so we know, but it's available until June 2027. And then basically afterwards, they will be looking at competitive pricing. So do be warned.
It's very interesting to see what's going on. Like I know a school district here in British Columbia, rename nameless, who is working with Microsoft Copilot, and Microsoft is working with this school district, and they've now designed what's called Copilot 13. So they're testing it right now, which is specifically designed for youth who are 13 and above, because as you know, most of these social media platforms, these AI platforms, you have to be minimum of 18 unless it's with a parent or a caregiver's consent. So, and again, Microsoft is doing this for free for the district, right? So there's a real push right now by all these companies trying to get into the ed tech field. Now, I agree with ed tech as long as it's implemented and used appropriately. And unfortunately, I think ed tech gets a little bit of a bad name because of what happened with COVID, right? During COVID, where'd you go? I'm lonely. During COVID, schools were placed in like an emergency situation. We were dealing with a novel virus that none of us ever dealt with before, and things were shutting down, including schools, rightly or wrongly. And as a result of that, teachers were doing the best they could by trying to do the distance education using technology. And as a result of that, there wasn't good pedagogy involved in doing that. And as a result of that, there were some bad things that happened. And the research supports that. But when it comes to this topic and EdTech, like I truly do believe that AI, if it's rolled out properly with proper pedagogy involving the teacher and age and grade appropriate, I think it's a positive thing. But it's a real interesting to watch all the big players like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, like in this battle right now to try and take the lead within the EdTech space right now. So interesting, right? And it's all free for now until they hook you. Once they hook you, they got you.
Yeah.
So
just so you know.
Speaking of Google,
I feel like this is going to be like an AI show.
Yeah, we say that every show, right? Well,
welcome to the White Hatter AI Weekly News Update Show.
But that's just what is going on, right? Like Gemini, like AI is the hot topic right now, just because it's transformative. It is. We say, like, we have our own AI program that we teach, and one of the things that I say is that it's going to be a bigger disruptor than the Industrial Revolution was. Like, it's going to be bigger, right? And so as a result of that, because it's so new and because these companies are moving fast and breaking things, mostly people, in my opinion, and not knowing anybody, then they ask for forgiveness and then just move again quickly and break something else because they all want to be the first to super intelligence, right? So, but it shouldn't surprise us that AI is the top of everybody's mind right now.
So updates with Gemini. Gemini is building an ability, which is Google's language model AI system.
Kind of like OpenAI's ChatGPT.
It's probably going to win the race.
Yeah. Another broadcaster here in Canada, they asked the question, is Google eating ChatGPT's lunch? right now, because I agree with you. Like I never thought about this until you kind of challenged me on this last week, saying you actually think Google Gemini is going to take over the lead over OpenAI.
I think OpenAI has better text-based writing abilities. If you want to like write an essay with AI, I do think OpenAI has that advantage. But AI with everything else, until OpenAI launches their agent that can run locally on your computer.
But they're doing that right now, right?
Limited.
They're doing that through Atlas, right?
It's Google. Their browser, but it can't control your computer.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, with Google Gemini, they're adding Synth ID. That sounds very futuristic, dystopian. Synth ID. So its ability where in the Gemini app, you can upload a photo and it can tell you to some degree of confidence if the video or photo is AI or not. Again, will it be successful? Hard to say. But it will be looking at content that is watermarked with AI, either visibly or hidden. Content that is visibly, like, clearly AI. I don't think I personally think that the best AI detectors are going to be those that can be added into your browser. That can be like a little plugin. So when you go to a website, it will automatically scan for you likelihood of AI.
Yeah.
I think the ability of having people to physically have to copy a picture and upload it to scan for AI, or take text, copy it and upload it, it's too much work for people to do. So interesting, but just so you know, and Gemini and Google's also adding their Synth AI as a detection feature.
Synth AI.
It sounds super dystopian.
It reminds me of the movie Alien. Remember that the AI robot, and when he got his arm broken off, it wasn't blood, it was like a milky kind of hydraulic fluid. So when you said Synth AI, that's the first image that came to my mind, was that synthetic human robot, right, in Alien the movie.
Yeah. And so they're adding the ID into when you create content on their platform, it will visibly or hidden as watermark identify it.
Just on the deep fake stuff, did you read recently about how some researchers are now looking at being able to poison your picture before you post it online so that it makes it harder for AI to morph it?
Yes.
What do you know about that? It was kind of intriguing idea, right? It's kind of like this code that you'll put into the picture that if it's used in an AI in any way, the AI just won't read it properly, and therefore what it will generate will not look real.
Yes, I've seen that. It's basically playing with the way how AI thinks when it looks at photos and images. The thing is that I'm also seeing some potential ways of circumventing that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
of course. Or did you see the guy who invented this face shield now? And what it does is it warps your face. So any kind of cameras being used to do facial recognition, it doesn't work. So you walk around with this mask on. It's like a clear lens, like a shield, right? You put over your face, and it looks like it's got these lines in it. But what it does is they're like different prisms and stuff. So it kind of morphs your face as you're walking around. Like that looks like a what did you call it? A synth? Yeah, I look at that and I go, "Hey, that guy's a synth, right?" Like, but it's amazing how.
Or you could just wear a balaclava.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Oh. I think there's a law enforcement agency in the United States right now wearing that, trying to escape. Anyways, sigh, big sigh.
Welcome to the White Hat or Tangent Political Show.
Oh my God! Really? Like really?
Okay, here's some potentially really groundbreaking news for just accessibility. Google cracks Apple's AirDrop, adding it to Pixel.
You know what? There's, like it or not, one of the cool things about Apple is AirDrop, right? Like it is so cool, especially when you're sharing stuff, right?
The interoperability of the Apple ecosystem from just like transferring content, especially if you're in like a media space, like we create media here. So being able to take project files and move them easily, super convenient.
Like, do you find, like I'm finding this, Apple used to be this, like they led in everything, right? Like they come up with new inventions, new stuff. And I find that they're kind of lacking behind Google now. Like Google has seemed to, like they've hit overdrive or something, right? Like
Apple signed a contract that their Siri is going to be backed by Google Gemini.
Like, what's that all about, right? like Google, like for whatever, I mean, Google was always Google is the juggernaut, right? Don't get me on that with respect to privacy.
Or, their parent company, Alphabet.
Yeah, Alphabet is the juggernaut, right? With respect to, it's all free because we're their product. But anyways, it is interesting to see how Google, everybody was going, what's Google up to? Like but I think it's like the story of the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise still won the race because slow and steady wins the race. Well, I think Google did that. I think Google was approaching this in a slow and methodical way. And as a result of that, they've overtaken Apple. Like if Apple's actually, if you're right, and they're actually subcontracting Google to do their Siri, like that's interesting.
Yeah. Kind of makes you just want to use Google platforms for everything because...
But I like my iPhone. I like my Apple, right? I like my MacBook because it just works, right?
It is simpler, although Google does have their Chrome OS, which is very Mac in nature in terms of the limited functionality, and it controls a lot of, and even Windows have been having a lot of issues recently past year. Yeah. So now they're adding the feature only to their own branded Pixel phones. They're not releasing their tricky workaround on like every Android phone. So kind of weird how they make Android, but all the cool features are on their Pixel phones.
Yeah, like why would they do that?
Apparently Apple was not involved in this at all. It's just the Google engineers being tricky and figuring out how to make it work.
But why wouldn't Google want that on every Android device, considering Google owns Android, right?
You know what? That's a good question because they make more money with Pixel, right? So Google, I could license you a Samsung to use Android. Yeah. Or I'm Google. I have my own Pixel phones. Why buy a Samsung phone using Android? Buy my phone using Android.
I guess it would, but it'd give you if you kind of subcontract it out to Samsung. Well, at least you're getting a cut of the pie, right? So
there might be.
I've never played with the Pixel phone, so I don't know how well it works. Or
it's quite well. A Pixel is kind of the Android's premier flagship device. Often, Samsung has cool like flip phones or like tablet unfolding phones.
Like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Or they have more cheaper end phone, lower end phone. Yeah, but Google Pixel is kind of like the premier Android platform.
Google, a lot of Googling, a lot of Google stuff coming out. Like they definitely, like I think you're right. I think they're gonna take the lead here pretty soon. It'll be over Apple. It'll be interesting to see what happens between them and OpenAI. Right. That's the next big.
Yeah, and Microsoft has like stakes in OpenAI. Microsoft has like significant shares and ownership of the company.
Yeah.
So
it'll be very interesting. Abracadabra.
So this story is just kind of like a fun. Make sure you remember your passwords or use a password manager app as a pro tip. Magician forgets their password to their own hand after they implant an RFID chip.
Abracadabra. Oh, no, that didn't work. Fairy dust. Oh, no, that didn't work.
Z, the mentalist, a magician who implanted an RFID chip.
Mentalist, and he couldn't remember his password.
Oh, yeah. I've actually seen this a lot more now with illusionists, where basically they will use technology in order to make illusions more believable.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they put an RFID chip in the hand so you can like activate certain things. It's like your phone. You can like tap certain things around. Yeah. So now apparently they wanted to reprogram it, but they required a password. And they forgot their password. And apparently this product that they put in their hand didn't have a like password reset feature. So they have a chip in their hand that is now basically useless because they forgot the password.
And they are a mentalist, right? Like that's the ironic thing here, is that the mentalist is supposed to be able to know everything, right? Like, God.
So, again, the show is designed to be about practical things that you can use every day in your life.
Or not use, like putting an RFID chip into your hand.
Well, if you're going to do that, I think the practical tip is use a password manager.
Yeah. I don't think we want to be putting an RFID chip in our hand right now.
I don't know. There's a lot of cool features I see people doing.
Oh, God.
Well, even pets have those now.
Now, absolutely, pets, right? Maybe I'll put one on Beth. I lose her when I go shopping every so often, right? So I put an RFID tracker in her,
or you stick like an air tag in her purse.
Like I bought her a bell last Christmas for her Christmas stocking. She laughed, right? Because I don't know how many times we go shopping and I turn to find her and she's not there. She's wandered off somewhere, right? So I got her this bell, so at least I could hear where the bell is.
I can put an RFID chip. Kind of like is big brained in terms of like ideas and kind of wandering around doing things.
Well. Not wandering around. Like I'm not that old yet where I'm a wanderer, son. However, no, when we go shopping, Mom, she is like a crow, right? Like I go to Costco and she is just, where did you go? Like I'm focused. Like when we go shopping, I know exactly what I want, where to go. So I'm going and then boop, she's gone. It's like, where did you go?
To be fair with Costco, you kind of have to like hunt the things down.
It's not just
because things move.
No.
Things move.
No, we basically know where things are. They may move a little bit, but we know where they are.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if it's Costco or Purdy's or Starbucks or wherever we're going.
Starbucks, that's a small store.
I know. And she disappears in those stores as well. All of a sudden, where'd you go? Right? It's like, oh my God. Anyways. So maybe I'll put an RFID chip.
I think you're better with an AirTag because then you can actually like location track.
Yeah, but then that'll warn her, right, with her iPhone. Oh, there's an RFID tag near you, right?
Oh,
right, because you can do that with the iPhones now, right? So RFID chip. I'll just wait till she's sleeping one night. You know, kind of like the movies where they put the little things in the spy movies, where they put in a little syringe and you put the RFID under the skin.
We're joking here, by the way.
We are. We are. Like, oh my God, like a mentalist forgets his password.
Yeah. So to learn from this example, write your passwords down in a password manager. You got free ones built into Apple or free ones built into Google, Android, and Chrome. Or there's third-party ones you can download typically for a fee, but hey, really useful tools.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that it?
Those are the top news stories from last week that we think would have some practical impact on your daily lives. Now, we are, stick with us here on the channel, because in about
an hour and 20 minutes,
hour or so, we are going live again, and we are going to be doing our holiday gift guide, where we will be reviewing, showcasing different strategies, ideas for families who are looking at purchasing a tech gift for the holiday season.
Especially for kids. This is kind of designed for kids, and what to consider, what we recommend when it comes to phones and other digital technology, but also what to stay away from. Like, we're going to be talking about AI toys.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking, we wrote an article on that posted about 4 weeks ago, and things have blown up since then. So we're going to be talking about that. And I think we got close to $1,000 worth of tech that we're giving away, right?
Something like that. We'll be showcasing tech. So stick with us and join us for that live show.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So we are going to log off now as we got a bit more prep to do. And we'll see you all in about an hour.
Have a great rest of the day, and see you in about an hour.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Good afternoon, Dr. Court. How you brought yourself to where you are today?
Wanting to be generous and accommodating.
Work with young people.
We decided to do some background research on these three major mobile ISPs. What's clearly prohibited and could in fact be a violation of their terms of service.
We thought this would be an opportunity to create a video about general buying and selling safety tips on the internet.
Created a version 2 that they call the Donashi Scholar, and which is specifically designed for you about a new mobile phone that was on the market called the Wise Phone.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Unanswered Questions. Sometimes we just don't get enough time to answer all the amazing questions from students during our live broadcast. Recent bug in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram proves you cannot always trust a password. AI cybercrime is happening right now, and is likely going to be happening more. We wish to recognize these extraordinary and outstanding people by presenting them with the White Hatter Medallion.